Welcome to Floriani Software Fundamentals video series for FTCU. That's Floriani Total Control U. My name is Mark Garetz and I'm a National Floriani educator, and I'm going to be your host and educator for this video series. In this first video, we're going to cover an overview of the program and show you where to find various resources for more learning beyond this video series and other goodies. So before we get into the details of FTCU, let's talk for just a second about what it is. So FTCU, or Floriani Total Control U, is our full-featured embroidery program. You use it for a variety of different things. The main thing most embroiderers seem to use it for is for manipulating designs that they already own. So you can load in a design that you already own, and you can manipulate it by resizing it, rotating it, combining designs, adding lettering to it, recoloring it, and many, many more things that we'll get into later. But the other thing that it does is it's a full-featured digitizing program. And you can either digitize manually or you can digitize with some of the automatic tools that we give you. Now, you may never want to digitize, but the tools are there in case you ever want to. And of course, we're going to teach you how to use all those tools. So that's what FTCU does. And now let's get into some more details about the actual program. Now, when you start up FTCU, you're going to get this screen right here, which is what we call the My Floriani Today screen. And you can see that over here on the left, you have a button to create a support ticket. You can see the new features that are in FTCU. You can visit our software support forum if you need more than just standard tech support. You can click here to see our current Floriani and R&K specials. You can see our event calendar here for events, expos, seminars, and other things coming your way. You can click here for other announcements, and you can even get stabilizer support by clicking here to Ask Kaylee. Along the bottom, we have some icons, create a new design. This, when you click it, opens up a new design window so you can start creating a design. This will open any design and lets you navigate anywhere on your computer to find it. This will open the most recently used design, so the last thing you worked on, this icon will open it. This will show you what's new. Again, it's very similar, if not exactly like this right here, what's new with FTCU. And lastly, this one gets you to the built-in help system. Now, I just want to mention that this window is actually a web page. So this is being served off the web. So if you're not on the internet, when you open up the software, you are not going to see this page. You will see a blank page or an error screen. Not to worry, you can just close it and continue on. You don't need to be on the internet to run the software, but in order to see what's on this page, you will need to be on the internet. The other reason I mention that is since this is a web page, this could change its look over time. So it could get more buttons, more features, change what it looks like. Don't be alarmed by that. It's still the My Floriani Today page. Now, the most important part of this page is right here, the My Floriani Club. And the Floriani Club is an exclusive club, and it's only for Floriani software users. To get into the club, you do have to register for it. So you can click right here at the beginning to request your membership. If you ever forget your password, you can click right here. And you can click right here to go to the club page itself. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to go ahead and click myfloriani.club, and it's going to open up in whatever your default browser is. Now, I happen to be using Google Chrome, so that's what I have opened this up in, but if you're using a different browser, it will open up in that. So let's go over the various parts of the club site. Before you can do much of anything, you do need to log in, and that's right here. Now, my system is remembering my username and password. You can set your system up to do that, but again, that's a system thing. It's not up to the Floriani website to remember that, so you might have to type it in depending on how things are set up. But if you go to the club site and you're not a member, you can also request membership by clicking right here. And when you do that, they're going to ask you for your FTCU serial number and your contact information, and you're going to enter that information in. And then they will send you a temporary password, and your email address will be your username, and then you can go ahead and log in. Once you log in, you want to go to your account and you want to update your temporary password to something that you will remember, and I'll show you where that is as soon as we sign in here. So I'm going to go ahead and click right here to sign in. And you can see that once I do that, I get a different page. And what you'll see right here is our software blog. And this what happened to be written by Marty Sandell, one of our Floriani educators. And this is going to change every few days to be something different. But we're going to give you some software tips and tricks here for FTCU right here on the front page of the club site. Now, you can get back to here by clicking on the software lessons blog. So if I click that, it's not going to do anything because I'm already there. But if you want to see the past blogs, you can click right here to see the archived blogs. And you can see that there's a lot of different blogs up here. Not all of them are about the software. Some of them are about general embroidery subjects, but there's a lot of really great tips and other things here in the archive. So please explore the archives to see what we've done in the past. So the other thing I want to tell you about is this button right here, the My Floriani Club Weekly. So in addition to the blog that comes out about the software, you get a little video tip about the software every single week. And usually this is done by one of our other educators, Kathy Quinn, but it could be another guest educator from time to time. And like I say, every week you're going to get a different tip about how to do something in the software. Again, if you want to see the archive of the tips that we've given you in the past, you can go right here to the My Floriani Club Weekly Archive, and this is going to give you the archive in chronological order of what we've done. And if you click one of these, like let's look at the last one here. So this was the week before, and this was inspired by Marty Sandell, but done by Kathy Quinn. So she gave you a little tip here on what to do. Now this gives you the whole intro and everything. If you don't want to see all that intro information, you just want to see the videos, you can click right here, the Weekly Educational Video Archive, and it's going to give you a little bit different interface. It's going to show them to you as little video icons, and you can page through them to see the various topics that you might be interested in. And you can see here there's lots of pages to go through. So that is the My Floriani Club Weekly. We also do monthly webinars, and you can click right here to see what webinars are coming up. And right here you would click to view the webinars that we've already done. So the ones that we've done are recorded here, and you can view them at any time. And if you want to see the upcoming webinars, you can click right here to see the schedule of upcoming webinars, and you can participate in one live. And if you do not have the ability to participate in live, don't worry, because they're all archived here in this area right here. We also have a whole bunch of training videos, which are right here. So if you click that window, you will get another set of icons to click on for your various Floriani programs. The one we'd be interested in for FTCU is obviously the FTCU training. So if you click here, you will see that you'll get another set of icons on various things, like here's lettering, editing, general how-to, features, the monthly projects, and other things. So I also want to show you the next button here, which is goodies and extras. So if we click that, you'll see there's just some various things here. So these are just some videos about general topics, and you've got other resources here, and probably the most important one here is your FTCU User's Manual. And you can see this was updated some while ago. We used to update this every single time we made a change to the program, which is quite often, but it's many hundred pages long and people got tired of reprinting it. So what we've done instead is, when we go to what's new, and you'll see that in a second, there's an addendum set of pages that you can print out that add on to this manual, so you don't have to keep reprinting the entire manual. And here is a PDF file of the various fonts that are available. And also a new feature in the software we're going to show you much later is a way to print your own pages directly out of the software. And then if we scroll down, this is for FTCP Pro. This is our older software. These don't apply to your software. And these are also FTC Pro, so you don't have to worry about that. But then there's more resources and things down here. So you can see a video about Trapunto. There's some quilting software down at the bottom there. If you own our quilting software, you'll see it. If you don't, you won't. And you can continue to scroll through this page and see all the other goodies and extras that are there. The last thing I want to show you over here before we get to the My Account is the software lessons. All right, so if you click here, again, you'll see various platform choices in FTCU lessons. This is another link to the same user's manual. You can view it either as a PDF or download the zip file for later printing. And here we have some actual detailed lessons for those of you that prefer to learn by printed lessons rather than video lessons. You can download this one, and this will have all the lesson files. So these are the example files, etc., that you'll need for the lessons, and these are the actual chapters for the lessons. And there's 2 chapters up here right now, A and B, and they both have about a dozen lessons in them. So there's quite a bit there, and lots of other things going on. I want to talk to you about the My Account button right here. So if you click this, this will bring up a page that lets you input and update your information so that it's all kept current. And I just want to let you know that should you change your email address, you're going to want to come in here and update your email address right away, because if you forget your password or other information, they're going to use this email address to try to contact you. If you no longer have that email address, you won't be able to be contacted. Again, this is where you would update your password, and you're going to want to also enter in the various serial numbers and software platforms that we have on record for you, and this also allows you to update them if necessary. So that's the My Account page. I'm going to show you an alternate way to get there, and that's your name right up here at the top. So it's going to say, hi, whatever your name is. Unless your name is Mark, it won't say Mark. But if you click that, it's going to come right back to this same page. Now there's another icon over here. That's our cloud functionality. We call it the Total Control Universe, and we'll come back to this in a much later lesson. We're not going to go over this right now. But I do want to go over one of the most important parts of this club site with you, and it's one of the ones that causes the most concern and most problems and most questions, and that's the monthly designs and projects. So if I click right here, you're going to get this window. And if you just have FTCU, you're just going to see this part of it. If you have Total Quilter, you'll see some more down here. And I happen to have both, so I'm seeing both. But don't be alarmed if you don't see this. Because what you see in this club is dependent on what you have purchased. All right. So this is where you can download your free monthly designs. And in case you didn't know about it, every single month we give you 5 free embroidery designs for you to download and use. And every month you want to come here and click Install Current Month Designs in order to get your designs. If you are brand new to the software and you haven't installed any yet, you want to come here and click Install All Designs, and that's going to give you everything that we have done to date. And we've started putting designs up here in September 2009, so there's quite a few hundred, in fact over 500 designs that you can get by clicking this link. And what you want to do is set yourself a reminder every month to come over here and install the current month designs every single month. So here we are in January, and if I click here, I will get the current month designs. If I miss a month, unfortunately, there's no way to get a past month except to come here and install all designs. Now, don't worry, this actually gets you all of them but it doesn't take very long to download or install them all. And if you want to know where we're putting them, you can click this right here, which shows you where your free designs are. But we're going to go over that when we get into the software. So let me go through how you actually install the current month designs. What you want to do is come here and click. Now what happens next is going to be dependent a little bit on the particular browser that you're using. And you can see right here that it is downloading the current month designs. And I've got a little number here, 24 after it. And that's because this is the 24th time I have downloaded the current month's designs, not January, but months before, because it's always called currentmonth.zip. And my browser is putting in this 24 to say this is the 24th time I've done it. Now, yours may or may not do that. It may overwrite the old currentmonth.zip, but that's okay. Your browser may actually show you this in a different place or have some other way of doing it. But most browsers these days show you something that looks like this, where you can see your download progress. And it also is usually going to put it in your downloads folder. Now, most modern browsers, again, let you work with this file right here once it's been downloaded, so you don't have to navigate anywhere. But should it not do that, you want to probably look in your downloads folder to find the current month.zip file. And we're going to wait just a few more seconds here while this continues to download. And for some reason my internet connection is being very slow today, but it's going to take a few more seconds here to finish downloading. And now it looks like it's done. So I'm going to click on this, and when I do that, it is going to open it up into a new window. Now, when I see this window, I'm going to see something called currentmonth.exe. Now, that's a Windows executable file, and you don't need to be worried about that. You'll probably get some warnings when we double-click this. You don't, again, need to be worried about that. There's no viruses or anything in it. But one thing I want to mention, that even though this is a zip file, it's something we call a self-extracting zip file. So you don't want to try to run a zip program or anything like that with it. You just want to do exactly what I am showing you here. If you try to do something else, it's probably not going to put the files in the right place, or it's not going to extract them correctly. So if I double click this now, it's going to open up something called the WinZip self-extractor, but first I'm going to get this Windows warning, and I'm going to go ahead and click yes, and it's going to say click OK to install, and I'm going to say OK, and here's the WinZip self-extractor. Now you don't want to change anything here. You want to leave this all at its default. You don't want to run WinZip. You just want to click unzip, all right? And when you do that, it's going to say it unzipped all of these 21 files. And boy, that seems like a lot for 5 embroidery files, but you get them in a couple different formats. And you also get some of the project files, because one thing I didn't mention is you're also going to get a free monthly project. So if I just click OK, it will be done. And then I can click this to close it. And I am all done. I can go ahead and close this window, and I've installed my free monthly designs. So just to finish up what's going on in the club here, if we come up to the top of the club window, here is our specials. Here's our current events. You can see all the Floriani R&K Quilter Select products and everything here. Here you can open up a software support ticket, and you can find a local dealer. Along the top here are some important icons. Remember that Floriani Club Weekly? Here's another way to get to that page. You can get help with this site by clicking here. This is an important page right here. This is your FTCU update history. And let me just go ahead and click that. And this is going to show you some of the latest versions that we have released. And if you click one of these, like let's just click that one, it will show you right here. Oh, that's our PDF file showing you what's been changed in the latest version. So here's all of the new features that we added and the new enhancements. Here's some descriptions and a video of what's going on. You can actually click right in this document to watch the video. I'm going to go ahead and close this window to go back to my window, And if you go right here, you can see the FTCU Update video gallery. So this just shows you the videos of the things that have been added in the various versions. All right, because every time we come out with a new version, we give you that printable page that you can add on to the manual that we just saw, as well as some videos on how the new features work and how to use them. And the last thing up here, if you click here, this is going to show you your serial numbers and the various platforms that we have registered for you in the club site. And once again, I want to mention that keeping this section up to date in the club site is important, because if you don't, it's not going to unlock the parts of the club that you need to get to support your software. So that's the Floriani Club, and this icon right here goes back to the home page of the club, and it looks like this. And you can come here to view the various things, and you can see our software support forum, testimonials from owners, and other things, information about the club, etc. So feel free to explore that at your leisure. So that's the My Floriani Today screen and the Floriani Club. And I'm going to go ahead and close this. I could do that by closing it, and then when I do that, I will just have a big blank gray screen here. If I want to get back to My Floriani Today at any point, I can come up here to Help, and I can click My Floriani Today, and it will bring that page back up. All right. Now, I just simply closed this, but what I usually do when I want to create a new design is I click right here to create a new design, or I will open a design, or I will open my most recently used design, depending on what I need to do. But again, I'm simply going to close this page right now, and that is an overview of where to get extra resources for the software, and also the Floriani Club site. So one last thing I want to talk about before we end this section is how to check to make sure if you're running the latest version, and also how to get the latest version if you're not running it. So I do want to let you know, however, that if you've installed the software from the CD, chances are you are not going to have the latest version, because we release updates fairly often. So when you install the software for the first time, the very first thing you want to do is go out and make sure you are running the latest version and download it. I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So what you want to do is come up here to Help and click it. And if you come down here to About, this is going to tell you right here at the top what your build number is. So this is your version number. You can see I'm running 3230 at the moment. And down here at the bottom of the screen is your serial number. Now, I've obscured my serial number so you can't see it, but your serial number will be visible down here. So you want to write this number down, and remember 3230, whatever your build number is, because in the next screen, you are going to go out to the web, and it's going to show you what the latest version is. And you do that by coming here to Help, and you click Check for Updates, and it's going to open up a web page and show you what the latest version is. If the version that you are running is a lower number, then you want to download the current version and install it. Now, one of the latest updates that we did a few updates ago was the software now has the ability to automatically check for updates. So when you start the software, if you are on the internet, it is going to go out to the web, check to make sure that you've got the latest version. If you do have it, nothing is going to happen. Your software is just going to open right up. However, if you are behind, it is going to say, hey, there's the newest version out there. Do you want to download and install it? And of course you want to do that, because we don't charge for updates, so there's no reason not to have the latest version installed at all times. Now, I'm not going to show you how that works because I can't, because I'm up to date. Now, one thing I want to do mention, though, is that downloading the software from the internet is not enough. You actually have to run the file that gets downloaded. So you have to close your software down, go to your downloads folder, and run that Floriani setup exe or whatever it's going to be called, so that you can install the software. One other thing is that every time we issue an update, it's always the full version of the software. So there's no reason to go back and try to find the previous updates and try to load them in order, because you're always going to get the latest version with the latest update, and it's going to be a full install. So the last topic I want to cover is the subject of activating and deactivating your software. So as you know, we don't have a dongle, and we allow you to have the software on up to 2 computers at the same time. And we manage that through something we call activations. So when you start up your software for the very first time, you're going to get a screen that looks something like this. It's called the license activator, and it's going to come up and it's going to ask you to fill in your personal information here. Now you can see that I've obscured mine again. And it's going to ask you to put in your serial number down here, and you want to type this in, and the first time this button down here will say activate, and you want to click that and your software will be activated. Now when this shows up for the very first time, you're not going to see the software behind this. Is just going to be a little window in the middle of your Windows desktop, but it looks the same. So as I mentioned earlier, we do let you run this on 2 different computers, and as I also said, we manage that through this activation. So you can install a second copy, and it will again ask you to enter all this information and your serial number, and you're going to press the activate button. At some point, however, after the second activation, you're going to run out of activations, and so you can click the activate button, but it's going to give you an error saying you've already maxed out. So what if you want to replace one of your computers? Like let's say you had it on a desktop and a laptop and you wanted to replace the laptop. What do? So you would do what I just did, which is you would go up to help and you'd click the license activator and you'd get this screen here. Now what you want to do then is you want to click the deactivate button, which is what you would normally see right here. And that will take that copy and make it so that it no longer is activated. It will still be on your computer. You can still run it. You just won't be able to save anything. But that's okay, because we assume that you're going to replace that computer. So you can deactivate it, and if you do that, and of course you want to be on the internet when you do it, then you'll be able to go to your new computer and reinstall the software. And so through this method, you can have up to 2 copies activated at the same time. Now what happens if one of your computers, the one that you want to replace, crashes and you can't actually get to this license activator to deactivate it? Well, in that case, what you would want to do is you would want to fill out a support ticket, and you would want to give your serial number and other information to tech support, let them know that one of your computers crashed, and they will automatically in the system deactivate one and give you another activation. So that covers activating and deactivating, and that's the end of this section.